In this guided meditation for spiritual awakening and spiritual energy, I'm going to guide you through a process for spiritual enlightenment. And as we go through this process, give your mind the freedom to wander wherever it wants to go. And let that wonderful part inside of your mind that knows exactly what you need guide you through the journey that is right for you. Before we begin, I want to clarify the state of enlightenment and what that means. The state of enlightenment and spiritual awakening comes about when we release any attachment that causes pain and suffering. And the meditation I'm going to guide you through today will do just that. So for now, bring your attention to your breathing, relaxing, releasing, and letting go. Letting go of any stress or tension you've been holding on to. Feeling all that weight of the world that you've been carrying on your shoulders melting away. Letting all of those thoughts of your day come on in and drift on by like a bird or a cloud in the sky, drifting further and further with every breath. And imagine yourself now in your most perfect place, a place where you are calm, peaceful, and relaxed. A place where you can safely, easily, and effortlessly let your mind wander wherever it needs to go to do whatever it needs to do. Because there is a wonderful part inside of your mind that knows exactly what is right for you. Exactly those places inside of you where thoughts or programs have gotten stuck that bring about that attachment to anything in life from a negative space or place, the neediness, the greed that causes the suffering and the pain that we've experienced at different points in life. And I want you to imagine in this most perfect place, a perfect guide for you. And as we go through this journey, I want you to be aware that you can follow along with me and go on the journey that I'll be guiding you on. Or that wonderful part inside of your mind will take you on the journey that is right for you. For now, imagine that perfect guide. It might be a being, it might be an animal, it might be some fantastic creature. Whatever it is right for you. And this guide will be taking you on your journey to find those spaces and places in life where you've allowed that lower vibration of attachment to bring about different pieces and parts of pain and suffering. And realize that those pieces and parts that we've been operating from that lower energy, that lower vibration, have been what we needed at the time to fill an empty space or place we thought we had. But now, as you allow yourself to expand further, it's time to let those pieces and parts go. Those pieces that have been operating from fear, from doubt, from insecurity, from lack. Somehow, some way, somewhere on your path, believing that you never had enough. Whether that's money, whether that's love, whether that's attention, whatever it is, that part inside of your mind didn't know at the time that you had everything you needed. But this can now become an opportunity for you to lighten your load, to become more enlightened by realizing you do have enough. And the universe provides for you in amazing ways. When you know you are worth it, when you realize that you deserve everything you've ever wanted, then we release the attachment of need and greed and step into the knowing that everything is there. So imagine that guide now, taking you on a journey to find those spaces and places inside of your mind that have been operating from that old fear, doubt, or insecurity. And imagine that guide taking you all the way back through space and time to one specific memory where you believed you didn't have enough. And you don't have to search for this memory. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to find it. That part inside of your mind and your personal guide today will take you to exactly the right moment, even if it doesn't seem to make sense at first. So imagine your mind bouncing around through space and time, from one moment to another moment, until you find that one moment that stands out to you. And imagine in that one moment seeing that younger version of you, operating from that fear, that insecurity, that doubt, that they may not have enough attention, enough food, enough love. And in that moment, I want you to imagine becoming that child's perfect parent. And I want you to give that child now everything they ever thought they were missing. Give them a hug. Give them support. Help them to remember that they are more capable than they have ever allowed themselves to believe. Let them know just how much you believe in them and always have. Because this entire time you have been doing your very best to protect them, to guide them, to keep them safe. Going out into the world and trying to claim what you thought they were missing. And you've been pushing and pressing, trying to get it. But in this moment, here and now, I want you to realize there's nothing that you have to go out and get. There is no amount of world that holds that love that you've been looking for. Because that love has always been inside of your own world. Inside of your own heart, just waiting in an abundant supply to remind you what you are worth, what you deserve. So take a moment now and experience the sensation of that child finally having the support that they've looked for their entire life. Finally receiving the approval that they've been looking for their entire life. Finally experiencing the abundant love that they've been looking for their entire life. And experience that feeling of receiving in this moment everything that you ever needed, everything that you ever wanted. And let that wrap around you for a moment like a warm embrace. And let all of those fears and doubts and worries melt away in this moment. Because in this moment, it is simply you as that perfect adult and that child as that perfect child, that younger version of you as the perfect you. Because through the eyes of that perfect child, that parent provides support, understanding, guidance. And from the eyes of that perfect parent, that child is always learning and growing and becoming better and stronger and stronger. So experience now your guide taking you to another space or place in your mind. Another memory that holds another moment, another key, another piece where you are holding on to fear, doubt, insecurity. And in this moment, experience that memory that holds the key to your acceptance, going all the way back through space and time until that specific memory comes in where you thought you were rejected, you thought you weren't good enough. You thought you wouldn't be picked for the team. You thought your parents didn't care for you. Whatever that memory is, let that specific memory come to the surface. That time and that moment that you did everything for approval. You bent over backwards and tried your hardest so that somebody might love you, might accept you, might want you for their team. Take a moment and let that pain sink in for a moment, that rejection, that fear, that insecurity, and let it be okay to experience and feel that pain, that rejection, that insecurity. And realize that you may never, ever get picked by any team in the entire world. And let that be okay for a moment. Let it be okay that you may not be right for every team. Because when you realize that you are right for your team, then you become the leader, the captain of your own team. And then you get to pick the people that fit with you. And this isn't about accepting or rejecting any individual. This is about recognizing who fits you and who does not. But in order for you ever to figure out who fits you and who does not, you have to first know who you are. So imagine once again becoming that perfect parent and guiding that younger self to become their own captain, to recognize who they are. And let them know for a moment all of the qualities that you see in them. And let them know why, if you were their captain, you would pick them. They might be strong. They might be resourceful. They might be so powerful that you know they would never quit. They would never give up. And you've seen the struggles they've been through. And you know where they could go if they keep pushing, keep going, keep moving. No matter how many mistakes they may have thought they made, you see every time they bounce back. You see every strength that's given to them. and how persistent they become at becoming their very best self. And the key they need today is to realize they get to do it for themselves, not for approval, not for acceptance, but to be their very best version of who they are. And I want you to watch that younger self begin to blossom and bloom, begin to gain that confidence, and release all of that old need for attachment, for acceptance outside of themselves, and beginning to experience that self-acceptance from the inside out, becoming your own team from the inside out. And realize that every time that you come back to any of these moments where you find an attachment, that part inside of your mind can create an amazing way to release and transform that attachment from a negative need into a positive strength, a transformation, a moment of enlightenment, becoming lighter by letting go of the heavy, by embracing the light inside. So take a few moments and bring those pieces and parts back with you that belong to you, that fit you, that fill up every single empty space or place inside, and let go of all of those pieces and parts you no longer need. Bringing yourself back through space and time, back to present state, present time, back into this moment here and now, taking a few moments and letting that sensation of confidence integrate within you. The sensation of awareness that you no longer have to operate from these spaces and places of need or low vibration. You get to expand into a spiritual energy, a spiritual awakening, to become more enlightened by becoming lighter. Taking a few moments, bringing yourself back to present state, present time, back into this body, and opening your eyes when you're